Hey guys, Andy here, and today we have another video in our ranking series for 2022. And today is blush, and I have a problem. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29 blushes. I have a problem. I did not think I had this many blushes, but, so we have 4 categories here. We have the ones that I dislike or have not used, because those have to be at the bottom because I haven't used them. We have meh, we have pretty good, and we have my favorites. So we're just going to go ahead and get on started. As always, if you like this look, details will be in the description box down below. And if you wanted to see how we created it, I do normally go live over on TikTok, 2 p.m. Central. That will be listed in the description box down below. So let's go ahead and get into the rankings. This one's going to be a little longer. All right, so like I said, first category is going to be first the products that I haven't used, because I have a handful here that I haven't, and then meh, the ones that I don't like. So I'm ranking these, the ones that I haven't used, basically just in order of color story and formula on what I think I would like. So at the end here we have, this is the Milani Rose Powder Blush in the shade 05 Coral Cove, which I used to really like these. I really liked the shade Romantic Rose. And I know I like this formula. It's the shade for me that I don't know if I'm going to enjoy. And just looking out of all these that I have in front of me that I haven't tried, because I've never tried this shade. So I just don't know if that's going to be a shade that I like on my skin. So out of all the ones in front of me, this is something I don't know. So the next 3 are NYX Sweet Cheeks powder blushes, and these are the glow version, because I do have a matte one, but I'm ranking these basically in order of just what I feel color story-wise I would like the best. So at the end here, I'm not even going to try to do numbers because I keep messing up number-wise. So out of the 3, my least favorite, if I can get these damn things open, this one is Red Riot. And the reason why is just because this, it's beautiful, but that's just going to be a bit dark and deep for my skin tone. But I've never played with these on the skin. The next one is the shade Fig, and this one's just such an interesting shade of it's purple, but it's also like a mauve, but a taupe. It is such a unique shade in my collection. I love NYX blushes, gotta say. Overall, love them. And then my favorite out of the 3, color-wise, this is Citrine Rose. And this is just, a rose gold, if I've ever seen one. And these are super pigmented, so I think I'm going to love those. And then the last 2, to round out the ones that I've never tried, are both creams. So I have the Milani Sun-Kissed Glow Cheek Kiss Cream Blush Palette. So it comes with 3 shades here. All I've ever done is swatch this. I have never put this on the skin. So I'm going to swatch these right here like this. But these look like they're going to be really nice on the skin. Those are the 3 shades. They feel nice. I think that they look nice. I've just never tried this on the skin, but I think that they look beautiful. So, and then to round out the ones that I haven't tried, this is a Profusion Cosmetics cream blush in the shade Best Tea. And this one is such a pretty shade right there. So that rounds out all of the ones that I've never tried in my collection that I've just been chilling. So, and then I have 2 blushes here that I am decluttering because I just don't need them in my collection. And they're both from the brand Ioni, which is a brand you can get at the Dollar Tree, which no, these are not Ioni lashes. I really love Ioni lashes, but I just don't love the tones of these blushes. So this one is Baby Rose, which this shade is just, it's right here. It's okay. This one's a matte, and like for $1.25, these are really nice. They're not special enough in my collection to warrant me keeping them. And then I do like this one more. This is in the shade Peach, which this one's a shimmer. Because, like, they're super pigmented. And it's that one there. But again, like, I hate the packaging. Like, when you buy them, they're open. So even though they're magnetic, they didn't want to close. I literally had to set them with books on top of them for a couple days to get the magnets to properly magnetize to keep these closed. And it's just not something that I want to deal with, but I really need to work on using and like testing out these formulas that I haven't on my cheeks to make sure that there's something I want to keep in my collection. But now we're going to move on to my meh category. I like them, but they're not favorites by any means. So I have 7 blushes here in the meh category. These are all fine, but they're not favorites. So at the bottom here, I have the Natasha Denona Love Cheek Duo. So it's a cream blush, and I'm not in love with this formula for me personally. It's a really pretty shade. It almost blends away to nothing, and I've been debating on decluttering this, but I just can't pull the trigger on decluttering it because I really like the highlight and I love the packaging, so I'm just trying to power through making it work. And now you're going to be surprised because in my bronzer portion, this is my favorite bronzer, but the blush in this is actually my least favorite of the trio because it's just, again, it almost blends to nothing. Like, it's right here. Let me build it up. It's like it's harder pressed than the bronzer and the highlight. It's a pretty shade, but I just don't love it as much as the other 2 in the trio here. So that's why that one ranks there. Next, we have a NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte, and this is in the shade Rose and Play. And I'm just learning that this, like, light pinky shade is not a favorite. Like, that's so light, and it's almost got a shimmer to it, but just don't love it. It's cute. I think I might like it more in the spring. Next, we have what's currently in my everyday makeup, which is the Profusion and Mean Girls blush here. And again, it's just one of those blushes that I've just learned pink is not, I'm not a huge fan. Like, I'm learning that apparently pinks are why, I didn't realize that all these blushes in my meh category are pinks. So note to self, do not buy pinky blushes because I'm just meh about them. Next, we have the Wet n Wild. This is the Seeing Red blush. So this is what came out for this year's Halloween collection. They do like a limited edition blush every year. And this one smells like cinnamon apples, and I love it. And for me, like, it's pretty, but again, it's red, but it's pinky red. And it's cute, but I like the one from 2020, or it was 2019 better, which you'll see later. And finally, to round out, this was almost in my I like it category, but we have the Cocoa Rose palette. This is from the Beauty Crop. And I do like this because it is pigmented. Let me swatch all 4 shades here. This is super similar to the e.l.f. blush quad. So it is right here. There are all 4 shades. And again, I'm not a huge fan of an all blush palette, I think is why this is ranking a little bit lower for me. Because, like, the formula is nice, but again, we have the more pinky shades. So it being a blush palette, it's just going to rank a little bit lower. But I do like those. I get a lot of use out of them. But yeah, note to self, do not buy pinky blushes. I did not even realize that. All right, next category is I really like it, but they're not my top favorites. I like them more color story-wise than the last set, but they're still not my tippy-top favorites. So here we have the Uoma by Sharon C blush in the shade. This is the Flawless IRL blush in Bougie AF. As you can see, it's like a rose gold. And for me, so this, again, like the bronzer, is it's a cream to powder, but, like, that's a highlight. And I'm including it in my blushes because, like, it's a blush, but, like, it's a highlight. Or it could be maybe a blush topper, but it's gorgeous. Like, don't get me wrong, absolutely stunning, but not like a true blush. Because that's just way too glowy for a blush. Next, we have my BH Cosmetics Bellini palette. And again, I'm not a huge fan of all blush palettes. I do love this, and look how much, because every time I use this palette, I use the shade Georgia Peach, and it's a waffle pan, but let me go ahead and swatch these. So again, I had this be for way before BH went out and got rebought by, what was it? Makeup Revolution? And I just wish that these shades were a little more peachy because, again, they're almost on the pinky side. So there is all of those blushes there. And, like, it's pretty, but I love it. And it's one of those things, like, at this point, I kind of just want to try to pan it, but definitely would never repurchase, like, a blush palette now because it's not my cup of tea, preferably. So next, we have the Lorac. It's just one of their blushes. This is in the shade Ultraviolet. And it is a gorgeous deep purple. I love this shade so much for a purple blush. And then I pair it, which I actually got this one first. So I got that one from BoxyCharm, and I got this one from TJ Maxx. And this is the satin version in Panorama, which is just lighter. So when I wear these, I wear them together. So let me build it up so you can hopefully see. So I pair those together when I'm wanting a purple blush, and they're gorgeous. But it's just few and far between when I'm wanting a purple blush. As I throw it. Next, we have the Wet n Wild Fantasy Makers, and this is in the shade Let's Get Smashed, which was the prior Halloween release, which this one smells like pumpkin spice. And I actually have a backup of this because I love it so much. It's like my favorite orange blush. It's not what's on my cheeks. We will get to that when we get to that. And then to round out the I really like it category, we have my Milani Face and Eye Palette Volume 3 Smoky. And it comes with two blushes. So we have a matte and a satin, which whenever I wear this, I generally pair these together. So we have the matte and the satin, and they are so pigmented and just absolutely stunning. So that's going to round out my I like it category, and the rest, now we're going to get into my top favorites. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 in my absolute top favorites. So the bottom of my favorites is my newest one here for creams, and this is the LYS what are you called? It's the Satin Matte Cream Blush. This is in the shade Confident. I got this in an Ipsy Plus, and I do really like it. That's the shade there. A lot of my top favorites are creams, cream blushes. Almost all of these are going to be creams, and I've really been enjoying them. The next one is the Lottie London and Vampire Diaries cream blush. This is in the shade Witchcraft. This is a pH color changing blush. So that's the shade. It's just so gorgeous on the skin, and like it's the only pH blush that I have. And it's the first time I've ever tried something like that, so I really love it. Next, we have the one that I'm wearing. Well, I'm wearing two blushes today, but this is the powder blush, and this is from Beauty Bakerie. And this is the Snackaroon blush in Hot Pumpkin. This is in my Horror Project pan. And it's such a just hot Cheeto orange. Let me build it up for you. There we go. Like, it's just so beautiful. When I want an orange blush, these are gorgeous. Next, we have the Araceli Las Flores blushes in the shades Dahlia and Lelia. So this was a duo I got in an Ipsy Plus. So it comes with a matte side. I'll swatch them separately for you, but when I wear this, I mix them together. And then it comes with a shimmer side. Ooh, which is getting a little bit of hard pan. So there are the two shades right there, and like I said, I just mix them together with my brush, and it's such a gorgeous blush. Like, I really love it. Okay, so next we have my Nude Sticks blush here, and this is in the shade Bohemian Rose, which is right there. This was gorgeous. This is an empty, as you can see. I used it all up. I got this for my birthday. It was a set. I loved this. I would absolutely purchase the full size of these. So that's going to go in my empties there. It's my only blush empty for the year, but I'm really happy with that. And then we're going to get into my top 5, which are all the same formula, just different shades. So my top 5 are all the NYX Sweet Cheeks liquid liquid blush. They're the soft cheek tint blush mousse. So ranking in number 5, we have the shade Showgirl. So these have a doe foot applicator. I'm wearing the shade, we'll get to it, on my cheeks. So this is the shade Showgirl. And these just blend out so effortlessly. Like, if you've never tried these, I highly recommend. Like, I love, like, this is my favorite formula, which is why I own 5 out of the 6 shades. I literally only need 1 more. Next, we have the shade Bombshell, which is more of like a rosy nude there. Next, we have the shade Coralicious, which again, a beautiful coral. This is the shade that I'm wearing on my face today, which is the shade Almost Famous, which of course is an orange. And then my number 1 favorite is the shade Nude Tude, because like it just pairs so beautifully with any kind of blush. Like, when in doubt, when I want to pair a cream blush with something powder, this is the blush I reach for. Like, if I don't know what cream blush I want to use, that's the one I'm going for. So those are the 5 shades. I'm only missing the shade, I think it's Baby Doll, and it's like just a pink, and that's the reason why I haven't picked it up, because pinks are not my thing, but I want to get it just so I can have all of them, because I love the formula so much that I want all of them. But that's all of my blushes. Again, remind me that I do not need any blushes going forward for 2023. But that was all of them. Let me know, are any of these your favorites? What are your favorite blushes? Have you tried any of these? And I will see you guys in the next one for my highlighters. Bye, guys.